People living in federal housing units and assisted homes can once again be evicted. This after that moratorium put in place during the pandemic expired. News 2's Press Tac caught up with the Housing Council to hear what this means for people who've been unable to keep up with their payments.
While the moratorium has lifted for the CARES Act, there are still some protections that are in place. The largest change, according to Nicole Paluzzi, the lead housing attorney for Charleston Pro Bono, is all about protection, as it is now a 30-day notice for being evicted.
Under the Landlord-Tenant Act, Section 710, it specifies that if it is a rent demand, it can be in the lease in a conspicuous manner, and there's a specific quote the landlord may use. If they don't have that quotation in the lease agreement itself, then they have to do a rent demand to the tenant, which is usually a letter specifying that there is rent due and that it is needing to be paid immediately, and that after 5 days of this notice, the landlord may file an action for possession. With the CARES Act, there is a 30-day rent demand period, which is actually longer than what we have in other portions of the Landlord-Tenant Act.
As for who falls in the category of being subject to this process, has to do with those under the Violence Against Women Act.
A tenant who is renting and they use a voucher, a housing choice voucher, or some people call it Section 8, to pay a portion or all of their rent, that's going to be a covered property that is owned by the Public Housing Authority and also carries with it an individual subsidy, so the tenant is not paying market rent in that location.
Paluzzi says while she wishes the moratorium would have been extended, the extra demand period could prove to prevent individuals from ending up on the streets.
So this 30-day notice can now be sent to a tenant to cure any arrears that they have on their tenancy ledger, and the tenant may make those payments. And if they do, then the matter has been considered cured and the landlord can't file for possession if it's only based on that non-payment of rent.
If to avoid an eviction, you're looking for payment assistance at this time, Paluzzi suggests that you call 211. That way they'll be able to match you with the best agency that can help you in your situation. In Charleston, I'm Press Tac. Count on 2.